just set the scene here. Right, well, welcome you guys over there.
Hello.
If you've just joined us, you're listening to Mid-Morning Matters. I'm Tina Ashburn, I've got Rhiannon helping me this morning. And this morning we're very, very grateful that you guys have come in, the Marlow Ukulele Group. We've got 3 people here. We've got Brian, Sue and... Roy. Good morning, Roy. I'm sorry, I've got a lot in my head this morning, and now, thinking I've forgotten my ukulele, you've just presented me with one because you happened to bring a spare. So that's even more exciting. So the ukulele group are sounding a little bit voice-wise in the distance because we've got them set up straight away to play their first tune, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and have a chat with you. So Brian, what's your first tune that you're going to be playing?
It goes back to 1928.
Right.
So some of you may not remember that one. It's Button Up Your Overcoat.
Okay, button up your overcoat. So we're going to see how this goes, guys, and sit back and enjoy the Marlow Ukulele Group.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen, big boy, now that I've got you made, goodness, but I'm afraid something's gonna happen to you. Listen, big boy, you got me hooked, and how I would die if I should lose you now. Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Get to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets, don't eat meats, cut out sweets. You'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. Keep a spoon out of your cup when you're drinking tea. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Boop-boop-a-doop. Don't step on hornets' tails, or on nails, or third rails. You'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Wear your flannel underwear when you climb a tree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Beware of frozen ponds, stocks and bonds, peroxide blondes. You'll get a pain and ruin your bankroll. Keep away from bootleg hooch when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Boop-boop-a-doop.
Wow, there we go. Brilliant. So if you've just tuned in, that was Marlow Ukulele Group, and this morning we've got Brian, Roy and Sue with us. So guys, we're going to have a chat with you just for a minute before we get you to do another number there. So Brian, let's start with you, seeing as you're poised at the microphone.
Yes, indeed.
Tell me about Marlow Ukulele Group. How long have you been going? And
Okay, I think now I was just trying to work it out. I think we've been going for about 4 years, and 4 years in next February.
Okay. And how many make up the ukulele group now?
Well, that's another difficult question, because I actually email about 130 people. Unfortunately, they don't all turn up, but we did have one week where we had over 50 people there, which is rather too much. And that's in the Cross Keys pub.
Yes, yeah.
So, yes, that's pushing it a bit. But normally we get about 30 to 40 people coming along.
Yeah.
That's just to play. And then we do gigs around the area, so that depends on who's available.
So am I right in thinking then that there's been quite a big growth really in ukulele playing, hasn't there? Because I think it was one of those things that didn't seem to be that cool and trendy to do, and it was always associated with leaning on a lamppost and things like that, wasn't it?
Yes, trying to pull in the younger people, that's what we need. And it's great because we went along to the Burford School not that long ago, about 6 months ago, was it? And we were intending to play for them, and then all of a sudden there's 50 of them in the room. They all got out their ukuleles and played to us, which was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, well, do you know, I think ukuleles then have become a lot more accessible for schools, because they're actually, the basic ones
reasonably
are quite
priced.
cheap, reasonably priced, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of schools have felt that it was an instrument that even if you're not musical as a child, you could pick up and be able to construct something out of it by way of some sort of music.
Yes, it's very easy to get started, and you can take it to whatever level you want. And there are also different types of ukulele as well. You may have heard in the background here Roy, who's playing a bass ukulele.
Yes, yeah, well,
which gives the ukulele an added depth,
absolutely,
which it definitely needs.
Well, I am a bass fan. I play a bass guitar, and bass was always my thing. I do love that whole sound. So yeah, it adds like you say, another dimension and a different tone, doesn't it? But just going back to the last time that you were on and how quickly you can get started on this. You did inspire me, and I went out, and that Christmas we ended up with 4 ukuleles in our house for Christmas Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only 4?
Only 4. I'm sorry, yes. I'm sure you've probably got more than that. But we started off with the very basic. We went to Westmount Music. They set us up. We had one in all sorts of colours, so we've all got a different colour. And on Christmas Day, we Skyped Grandma, who had actually given us Christmas money, and this is what we chose to use to buy. And, we practised on Christmas Day. And I have to admit, we used some of the music, I think, on your website, which we can talk about. But I think we did the Jungle Book one.
Oh, yes.
King of the Swingers. Thank you, Sue. King of the Swingers. So, we had a go at that, and we Skyped. We Skyped Grandma, and we did it live.
Brilliant.
And, the children, every now and then, we ended up in London the other week, and we went to the big Yamaha shop up there, which I'm sure there were other stores we could have gone in, but yes, one of the children ended up in the ukuleles and just started playing. We get a lot of enjoyment out of it, so yeah, it's great. So with no further ado, what will be your next piece you're going to sing for us?
Travelling Light, which is fast forwarding 30 years.
Okay. 1959, Travelling Light. Okay.
Would you like a copy to join in?
Well, I will have a copy, and I will follow
start
it.
strumming.
I will see what I can do. And Sue, I've been told that if I look at your fingering there on your frets, that I might be able to copy it.
It's double-dutched me this time.
Technically, can we just? I'm sorry, you listeners are having to listen to this, but if we can move the yellow mic nearer to Sue, and the red mic goes nearer to Brian, thank you. And we're going to leave it for you then. Travelling Light by Marlow Ukulele Group. Thank you. Off you go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got no bags and baggage to slow me down. I'm traveling so fast my feet ain't touching the ground. Traveling light, traveling light. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. No comb and no toothbrush, I got nothing to hold. I'm carrying on A pocket full of dreams, a handful of love, they weigh nothing at all. Soon I'm gonna see that love look in her eyes. I'm a hoot and a holler away from paradise. Traveling line, traveling line. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. No comb and no toothbrush, got nothing to hold. I'm carrying only a pocket full of dreams, a handful of love, they weigh nothing at all. Soon I'm gonna see that love look in her eyes. I'm a hoot and a holler away from paradise. Traveling light, traveling light. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. Well, I just can't wait to be with my baby tonight. Traveling light.
Well done, lovely. Brilliant. Okay, so Sue, perhaps if we could have a chat with you now.
Hello.
Morning, yes.
Morning.
Get yourself set up with that yellow microphone right up.
Right.
That's it. Okay. Brilliant. So, Sue, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the group.
How I got involved? Well, before I joined the group, I was playing for about a year on my own at home. And getting on reasonably well, but feeling that it's a social instrument. You need to play with other people.
Absolutely.
And then I happened in a roundabout way to get to know Brian through Marlow Bowling Club, and he said, "Why don't you come along?" I said, "Oh, I don't really think I'll be good enough." But I committed myself to doing it. And I turned up at the Cross Keys, and I thought, oh wow, this is so much better than sitting on your own playing at home.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. I was made to feel very much at home, and very quickly started doing gigs, and never looked back really. Love it.
Brilliant. So how many years have you been going now?
About 2.5 years. I actually began playing because a 10-year-old boy, one Christmas day, he brought his ukulele round and started playing carols after dinner. I thought, oh, I'd love to have a go at that. It took me a few months. I got my first ukulele, then I got my second one, then I got my third one.
There's this theme going on that you start off with, probably because when you first start things, any new hobby, I suppose you don't pay out a lot of money just in case you find it's not for you or you don't like it. But which is what we did. We kind of went for the reasonable priced ones, you know, that if we weren't going to get them out of their cases very often, we hadn't kind of spent loads of money. But it's like any hobby, I think, isn't it? As you get further and further into it, you want
to invest a bit more.
You invest more in it. Yes, exactly. So
and the different ukuleles have different sounds anyway. So
which of course you guys would know and someone else might not know. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Sue, do you practice a lot, or do you tend? You do. Okay.
I practice virtually every day.
Do
I'm
you?
a ukulele-holic. It's compulsive, really.
Yeah. So you've got the bug.
Practices more than I do.
Well, Brian's we meet fortnightly, and in advance of our meetings, Brian sends out lists of what we're going to be playing, and there's usually at least one new song, because he really keeps up with the new songs, so there's always something new to practice.
Yeah, so you've always got a new challenge, really.
Yes. Yeah.
And are there chords that don't come up very often in songs that you then look for songs that, I suppose, Brian, if you come onto the red mic a bit, this is a question for you then. If you're looking for certain songs, do you then look for certain chords in those songs?
Well, first of all, I usually use the internet a lot to pick out songs, because there's so many songs. They've all been done before.
Yes.
And no matter what you try, I'm amazed at the songs like, oh, that would be a nice song to do. And then I look, and then loads of people have done it before. So then you grab what you can. But then I find often that it's not a key that I can sing in, or other people can sing in, so I then have to change it. And I look at other versions and plug in a few more chords and mess around with it a bit until I've got something that I think is going to work. Then when we play it together, together on the night or whenever it is, it sounds totally different, and then I revise my opinion.
Yes, yes, yeah.
But yes, there are a lot of chords that are similar that you hear a lot of.
Yes,
in the songs, but there are others which are very, come in just very occasionally, and then we have to practice those a bit more.
Yes, yeah. So, you are obviously quite musical. You've just talked about transposing some songs into things that you can play. Do you play any other instruments at all?
I used to play the piano a little bit when I was a teenager. I went to lessons, and I taught myself a little bit of guitar, but was never very good. But for about 30 or 40 years, I haven't really done very much. That's showing my age, isn't it? Sorry. For about 10 years, I haven't done very much.
So, do you need to be able to read music
Oh,
to
no,
play the
not
ukulele?
at all. No, not at all. As you can see, you've seen some of the sheets and you've seen the website, which
Yes,
has the
yes.
songs on them.
Yes.
Usually we strum chords. There are other ways of doing it, which we might have a look at later on, of finger picking,
Yes.
which is a bit more complicated. But usually we just strum a whole chord, and the shapes, where to put your fingers, is shown on the sheets. So that's fairly straightforward.
If you're feeling as though you're interested, listening out there, and you're wanting to have a go, the website is www.marlowukulele.co.uk for the Marlow Ukulele Group, which you call yourself the Mugs, don't you?
Yes, well, I think we're going to have to change it. It's Mug, but usually
Mug,
people say
yeah.
Mugs, so I think we may have to change it. Marlow Ukulele Group and Singers, perhaps?
Yes,
something.
yes, or socially. Just
Yeah.
on the end.
Yes, yes, yeah.
But no, if you go to their website, it's absolutely brilliant. It's very well set up. Obviously, it's the usual thing, how to contact the ukulele group, calendar of events of what's going on, and exactly the times when you're meeting, which is every other Monday night, isn't it,
that's
in the
right.
Cross Keys.
Yeah.
But the biggest help, I think, is the song sheets.
Yeah.
And the way you've organised the songs is that you've got beginners, haven't you?
Yeah.
And improvers, and getting better. Talk to me about these coloured books that I'm seeing on
Well,
the screen.
yes, it's the beginner's book, which is really the one to start off
Yes,
with.
yeah,
And
which is
there
the one I looked at and still am
there are
on.
about 40 songs, I think, in that book. And then there are a series of other books which really are a bit of a mixture. Some of them are easier than others, so there's no real reason for that. But if you go to the help section, you'll find there is something for absolute beginners, so somebody who's totally new, and there's a little bit of a chat there about what to do and how to go to the songbooks and which songs to try, how to strum, that sort of thing.
Do you know, that's the bit that, of course, being a guitar player, I kind of skipped over that bit because I understand about frets on a guitar, which is the same as a ukulele, as in the terminology is the same. And obviously, but this, just looking at the website here, looks as though it's extremely helpful because it tells you the names of the strings and which notes are where, and you've made it very easy to understand by the looks of it with pictures and instructions. So yeah, that's great. I might need that left up, Rhiannon, for my next song that I'm doing with them. I managed C throughout that. Whenever you played C, I joined in with C. But the other thing I would say as well is that it's a lot easier to learn a song when you actually know the song yourself,
Of course.
isn't it? So even though you might be on the beginner's book, it's worth looking through the next book along, because actually there are songs on there that you recognise and think, oh, I know that song. So you start playing it and then you work out the notes to go with it, and before you know it, you've moved from the beginner's book to the improver's book because you...
And to be fair, some of the songs in those other books could actually go into the beginner's book too, because they're fairly straightforward.
Yes, great. Well, we'll have another song then, and then Roy, we'll come and have a chat with you after that. What's your next song?
Well, I thought, as you're so keen, we could try a very easy song, which is in the beginner's book, and it's number 2 in the beginner's book, and it's only got 2 chords.
Yes, good. So we've got a C and a G7.
C and a G7.
I'm going to grab the ukulele.
Grab your ukuleles, everybody.
And just so that I've warmed up, there's my C, and there's my G7.
That's right,
Yes,
good.
okay.
Perfect.
So I'm ready when
Right, so
you
we've
are.
got a lot of C to start off with, okay, which is nice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got a little ukulele in his hands. He's got a little ukulele in his hands. He's got a little ukulele in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Woo, there we go. I got through the whole of that.
Well done.
I even did a bit of a fancy strumming technique. You wouldn't have seen that.
next one.
Yeah. Right, so let's have a chat with Roy. Roy, come to that yellow microphone for the moment. It just needs to be lifted up so it's level with your... That's it, you're lovely. So, Roy, have a chat with us. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, how you got involved with the Marlow Ukulele Group.
I'll try and keep this short.
Okay, it's a long story.
It's a long story, but I'll make it short. My mother moved into a home just before Christmas last year, so we cleared out the building, the house to get rid of it. We cleared out the loft and I found a banjoli, which is similar to a ukulele, but it's banjo shape. I am a bass player. I used to play bass in bands 20 odd years ago, and hadn't done so since. So I took the ukulele down to see Brian, and I thought, crumbs, this is great. And it was the day that there was 50 ukuleles singing and playing.
Wow,
and it just knocked me over.
Yes.
But what I could hear was a bass line, and I didn't know that you could get a bass ukulele. And one of our chaps there, he'd actually made one.
Gosh,
and he let me play it for the second half, and I thought, whoa, I've got to get one of those. So by the next day, I bought myself a bass ukulele and also a concert ukulele, the one that you're using. So suddenly I'm in 2 ukuleles. So I go on the Monday nights. I play the first half on the concert ukulele, so I'm learning to play that.
Yes.
And then the second half I play on bass.
On your bass. And which would you prefer? Do you still always go back to... Okay.
Yeah, I love playing bass, but I love playing both. It's great. I like the challenge of playing a new instrument.
Good.
But now I've swapped even my bass. I've now gone to fretless bass.
Oh, okay.
Because I found I was wearing out strings so fast.
Really?
And so I didn't realise they existed. So now I've got a banjoli, a concert, and 2 basses.
You've
so
got them all
there's no
lined
such
up.
thing as owning only one ukulele.
No.
And it seems that everybody has loads.
Do you all have understanding spouses? Because I know when hobbies can sometimes take over in houses.
Yeah, she's probably listening now. She'd better say yes.
Yes, she's very keen. My wife is a beautiful singer. And she comes along just to sing, and now she's actually elevated to playing the maracas as well. She's going to hate me for saying that.
What's her name?
Jan.
Jan on the maracas. I bet you're an integral... Honestly, percussion adds a different dimension.
Yes,
I know that because I'm married to a percussionist, and so it's all very important to make music, isn't it? And the balanced sound. Brilliant. Okay, so...
can you ask him about the boat?
I can. What about your boat, Roy? Talk to me about that.
The boat. Oh, the boat. Yeah. I own a sailing and navigation school down at Bisham Abbey. There's a plug. Sorry about that. Yes, and we've got a Dutch barge down there.
Okay.
And we run, during the spring and summer months, we run one-day art courses on it. And we had the harebrained idea last year of 3 of us going on with the art course and playing ukulele for them whilst they were trying to sketch and play. So that was good fun.
And those sketches, am I right in thinking, are on... No, they're not on the website. I've got them confused because there are some other sketches, aren't there, on your website? Yes.
That's Nicola. She came along a few years ago, and she's had a lot of health problems recently, so we haven't seen anything of her for quite a while. That reminds me, I need to get back in touch with her.
Okay, well, they're lovely sketches. Yeah, she is very talented. So, Roy, do you get to go out to do the gigs as well?
Yes, yeah, I love doing the gigs. It's
Yes,
great.
yeah.
You know, to go into old people's homes and things, the ones that manage to stay awake.
Yes, yeah.
Thoroughly enjoy it.
I
and,
think, do you know, even when older people fall asleep when you're playing, it means that they're in a happy state.
Yeah, yes,
And
I'm sure you're right.
I know that because I work with elderly people, and sometimes they can, you know, have a turmoil in their head, and that keeps them awake. So actually, sometimes when you might think, oh gosh, 50% of these people have all fallen asleep, but actually that's not a bad thing.
No. Well, we've seemed to have hit the WI circuit now as well.
Have you? Have
Yes.
you?
Well, it's their centenary, isn't it?
It
this year?
is,
So
exactly. It
that
is their
explains
century.
Some of it.
Yes, yeah.
We
Good.
did manage to play Jerusalem just
Yes.
Just,
by the
yeah.
skin of our teeth.
Yeah. Okay. How many more pieces have you got for us?
I've got about 3, I think.
Okay, well, let's do another one, and then what I want to do is to come back and talk about your next public engagement, which is this weekend, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, what's your next song that
Okay, we're fast forwarding again another 10 years to 1965. A World of Our Own.
A World
by
of
the
Our Own.
Seekers.
Brilliant. Let's just get those mics set up. Can you pull your blue one in a bit, Roy? Brilliant. Okay. Well, I think we're ready to go. If you've just tuned in, we're here with the Marlow Ukulele Group playing for us live in the studio, so we hope you enjoy this. Off you go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the door, light the light. We're staying home tonight, far away from the bustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away. Just leave us alone, and we'll live in a world of our own. We'll build a world of our own that no one else can share. All our sorrows will leave far behind us there, and I know you will find there'll be peace of mind when we live in a world of our own. Oh my love, I cried for you so much, lonely nights without sleeping, while I long for your touch. Now your lips can erase the heartache I've known. Come with me to a world of our own. We'll build a world of our own that no one else can share. All our sorrows will leave far behind us there, and I know you will find there'll be peace of mind when we live in a world of our own. And I know you will find there'll be peace of mind when we live in a world of our own.
Brilliant.
Sorry, I messed that up for them. I missed out an instrumental.
Oh, do you want to go back to it, or have we lost the moment?
Same chords.
Yeah, okay. Brilliant. Well, do you know, I've got to tell you, you've got somebody listening up in Sandbach in Cheshire. So, you know, Marlow FM travels far and wide.
And New Zealand.
And New Zealand.
And Juliet is in New Zealand, listening into it now.
Okay, there you go.
Berwick upon Tweed.
Berwick upon Tweed. Brilliant. Brilliant. Fabulous.
Anybody in Marlow?
Do you know, I'm sure there are people scooting round in their cars on Black Friday, really getting into this. So if you've just tuned in, we're listening to Marlow Ukulele Group. They rehearse every other Monday, and we've spoken to Sue already and Roy, and they've been with the Mug Group for some time now. But if you're a beginner and you fancy doing something, you mustn't be frightened to go along and have a look and a listen. Is that right?
No, we
Brian?
don't want any more. It's so difficult.
And am I right in thinking you get a pint at the bar with the cross keys before you play, or is that not on?
Yes,
or is it
you have to pay for it.
Yes. I'm sure you do. So Brian, come on the red mic for a second and
Yeah.
talk to me about what's happening then this weekend. for you
Okay,
guys.
tomorrow's Saturday, and at about 4. What time is it?
4:30.
4:30. Yeah, probably we'll start about 4:15. This is at Woburn Green, the Red Lion Pub.
Okay,
So in Marlow, Steve Redgrave opened the switched on the lights.
he did.
And we're doing it at Woburn Green.
Brilliant. Okay,
Well.
so with guest appearance.
Yes.
And you do get to some quite important venues. I know you did the regatta one year, didn't you?
We did. They didn't ask us back, but
No. I tell you what, though, we try and give, because I said to my husband, Tim Ashburner, who organises some of the gigs for the regatta, I said, why not use the Marlow Ukulele Group? So that's why you got there. And I will be plugging you again to go back. What we try and do is year on year is just try and see different talents
Yes,
coming
of
into
course.
Marlow. But we like returning talent as well. So I'm putting a plug in for you, and I
Good,
shall be
good.
voting you to be on that stage. And if you're doing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, I might be playing along with you. So great. So when's your next rehearsal?
next one is on Monday coming. Yes.
Monday.
Yeah.
And have you got lots of Christmas things lined up? Anything
Yes,
new for them
we
to
had a
practice?
Christmas special last time because we had to practice a few. We're plugging some Christmas numbers tomorrow.
Yes.
So we had a little bit of rehearsal for that. And yes, we will be doing a few numbers.
Brilliant.
Usually ones with less of a religious message, but more of a Santa-y sort of
Yes,
message.
Okay. Brilliant.
You have to be politically correct these days.
You do. You have to think about that, don't you? And seeing as we
Sadly.
Yes. So what I'm aware of the time, it's 20 to 11, which
Right.
is great. Let's have another song, and then we'll just do a last cheerio, and then perhaps you can play us out onto some of
And the
those
Christmas,
Santa.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Good-o.
We're not allowed to play a lot of Christmas music, but the fact that you'll surprise me and
Yes. you knew nothing about it.
we knew nothing about it.
Absolutely.
And Shakin' Stevens did get a play out this week. So I think for important people, we have to have a little bit of Christmas warm-up, seeing as we're right at the end of November. I'm already digging myself out of a hole. Okay, so what's your next song there, Brian?
Right, we're going further forward to 1971 now.
Okay.
Country Roads.
Oh, do you have any music for this?
Yeah.
Because I might just see if I can put the odd chord in on this one.
There's a few C's.
There's a few C's, thank you. And I now know I can just refresh by my chords down the right-hand side of the page.
Yes.
So you count yourselves in and I'll get myself set up.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice
In the morning how she calls me, the radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads.
Fabulous. That's a great sound. Lovely. That takes me back, actually, because my sister and I used to do that as a duet on our guitars. So that was especially for Mum. If you were listening up in Sandbach in Cheshire, that was for you. Saying a good morning, I think. Okay, well, thank you so much. It's been really good fun having you guys in. And if you've just tuned in, that was Marlow Ukulele Group. And if you want more of that, you can go to Woburn Green tomorrow. No, yes. Tomorrow, we've just been past a maraca. Rhiannon is being, great, and bells. Okay, so I think we're hotting up for something to do with a man who wears red and white, which will take us on to plugging the Santa Run nicely, and that's why I'm using this music. But I'd like to say a massive thank you. Yes, Roy, I am digging. A massive thank you to Roy, Sue, and Brian. Thank you so much. I'm sorry it's taken us so long to get you back in here because it was a little while back. And I met somebody's wife, didn't I? Whose wife did I meet? Was it Brian's Stella? Yes, I met Stella in the park, and she was questioning, why on earth haven't you been invited back? And that was a very good question, so it gave us a great idea. So thank you very much. This will be your last play-out tune, and it's a warm-up for Woburn Green, switching on of their lights this Saturday. Mm-hmm. That's tomorrow. 4:30
for about till about 6 o'clock.
Till about 6 o'clock. You're gonna have
Santa is there.
Yeah. You're going to have Strummer's wrist. Is there such a thing? Anyway, thank you, and we're going to join in. We'll try not to ruin it with our percussion, but we'll leave you to this one. Brilliant, thanks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Santa, bring me some toys. Bring Merry Christmas to all girls and boys. And every night I'll go to sleep singing and dream about the presents you'll be bringing. Santa, promise me please, give every reindeer a hug and a squeeze. I'll be good as good can be. Mr. Santa, don't forget me. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. You better watch out, better not cry, better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good. out, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, telling you why Santa Claus is coming to town. Bum 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 bum. Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat he found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could dance and play just the same as you and me. Bum 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 bum. Slow down. Bum 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 bum. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun.
Fabulous. Well, listen, thank you so much. We're going to let you get your ukuleles all packed away, and in the meantime, we're going to say cheerio, and here's a bit of Elton John.